Hello, I hope everyone is doing well. I am Kifu Faruq, a community herbalist in the South. Today, this offering that I'm going to make is coming from Richmond, Virginia. I am honored to partner with Moving to End Violence during this time of social distancing and quarantine, which asks us to go deeper with our connection to nature and to make most of our offerings virtually, to take you around the backyard and see what medicine is available to bring into the house so that the folks in the house can take care of themselves. So come along with me. So one of the things that's important to remember is that anytime you're harvesting from nature, you want to give thanks to Creator, whoever is the most high for you. It is an honor to be in relationship with the plants. They are here for our medicine. So I've done that, so I encourage you to do that. And then to notice. So as we walk around the yard, I want you to notice that there's dandelion here. So I'm going to pick one of these. This is a dandelion leaf, and you can tell that it's dandelion because it's jagged, right? Also, in the summertime, you'll notice that yellow fluffy flower, and then sometimes you'll also see, when it's warm, the puff that we blew out when we were little kids, the seeds. And that's how you know it's dandelion. So dandelion is really good for boosting the minerals in our body, and it's also a good liver cleanse. So we're going to harvest some of this and bring it in with some of the dandelion that I harvested earlier. It's important to notice all the patches of dandelion that there are. Whenever you see an abundance of a weed inside of your front yard or backyard or community garden, this means that this is the medicine that the people in the house need. You'll see it in your yard. You might see it out of your front door or your back door, right? This is the medicine's way, the weed's way of letting us know that we should harvest. There are folks who have a tradition when you see lots of plants, weeds in places, to harvest from every other patch, because of course you don't want to take more than you need. We're going to use this along with two other herbs. This is dandelion, and we're going to go and see if there's anything else in the yard. So some of the things I'm noticing, which we won't use in our medicine today, are some of these wild strawberries, which are delicious. They're edible, but they're not very sweet. I remember eating them when I was a little kid. But this is how you know it's springtime, and when you're less likely to have another frost when the strawberries appear. All right, so now we're coming up against plantain. I noticed a plantain here. And I also noticed the plantain here. And as you can see, this is very different. If I put them side by side, you can see that the plantain leaf is smooth. It has ridges. It's very different than the dandelion leaf. So plantain is a medicine that we're going to put inside of our delicious concoction today. It is antimicrobial, so it's going to reduce, which is a really great thing to have in the midst of a pandemic. A lot of times people will just use this topically to put on wounds in medicinal oils or salves, but you can also drink it. Let's see what else is out here. So these are cloves. These are, it's a white clover. And the white clover is used as an analgesic, so it reduces pain. And it's also antiseptic. So very much like the plantain, it reduces any sort of bacteria, virus, any kind of microbes that are in your body. And this is here, and then I'm going to take you to some of the other places. You'll notice this is just a little bit. So if I just saw this, I might not think that this would be a good plant to harvest. But come with me. So you'll notice that it is all along the grassy area. So this lets us know that this is also a plant to be harvested. I'm going to bring you a close-up of this. You can see that this is the white clover. This is the dandelion leaf. And this is the plantain. So, depending on the season, you might gather the leaves and the stems, the flowers, or the roots. This is springtime in Virginia. So what's most abundant are the leaves and the stems, and sometimes the flowering tops. So we have the flowering tops for the clover, and then we have the leaves for the other two weeds. Weed medicine is traditional medicine. It's wise women medicine, and it comes from our ancestors who did a lot of noticing, watching what the animals would eat when they were sick, what sorts of side effects that they had when they took them in, and then taking those on for themselves. So this is how the folks in the village, traditionally it was older women who would learn the properties and then care for the folks in the community. And they always used what was available. There was very little cultivating and more of getting to know what was available, what time of year it was available, and what was abundant, to know what people needed for medicine. So now that we have walked through the yard, asked for Creator to bless what we found, and asked permission from the plants to take them, and noticed what was abundant and harvested them, now we need to sit down and make medicine. And when you are preparing to make medicine, it's really good to remember that any connection with spirit, plant spirits or otherwise, is a sacred connection and partnering. I brought some candles here to remember that I am connected always to you all, and you all are connected to one another. I've also, you can see other plants and some gardening things, tomatoes and kale and peas that are coming up. This is where we grow things and where we make things. And as I was sitting and meditating on what I wanted to offer to you all through this video, I was thinking about, what does it mean to take care of ourselves, right? What does it mean to intentionally go against the paradigm that says that women and girls who experience violence should stuff down emotions and feelings because we are strong, and that our strength does not need to be replenished, that we don't need to care for ourselves and one another. And so we're making medicine in resistance to that. Audre Lorde tells us that taking care of ourselves is revolutionary. And what I love about revolutionary things is that they should be easy to do, right? With things around your house. We have a mason jar. We have apple cider vinegar with the mother. And then we have herbs that I gathered earlier today. So you screw your lid off the mason jar. I'm going to leave the clover, white clover, because it's pretty for the top. And I'm going to stuff this in here. This is a mix, again, of the plantain and the dandelion leaves. So you want to stuff this full of the plant material. You want it to be full, but you don't want it to be so tightly packed that you can't get vinegar in there. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. Stuff it in there. Yes, the leaves and the flowers and the stems, all of it has medicine. Right? But again, not so tight that you can't get the apple cider vinegar in there. It's important that you get apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. It's the most medicinal. And then you just pour it . So what I normally do is I stop at the first rim and tamp it down. This is officially called tamping with the wooden spoon. And then I'm going to put some more herbs in there, more leaves. And it's okay to get your hands in there. Actually, it's really amazing to put your hands in there. And you want to make sure that all of the leaves are covered with the vinegar so that there's nothing sticking out. You see that? Everything's covered. Now this is vinegar and this is metal. And if you put them together without any protection, you'll get rust. So what you want to do is you want to put wax paper over it first and then screw on your lid. And this will keep the lid from rusting. Now this should be placed in an area that's cool and dry for 4 to 6 weeks. What you want to do, I would say the first 3 weeks, is once a week you want to take it and you want to shake it a little bit. You want to unscrew the lid. Make sure that none of the plant matter is exposed. If it is, you can tamp it down some more. If it looks like the vinegar level has reduced because it's been absorbed by the plant, you want to add a little bit more vinegar. You want to get that vinegar up to that last line. And again, put that back in a cool, dry place. After the 3-week mark, you can just let it sit. After it's been in there, and I like to do mine for 6 weeks. If you need it immediately, 4 weeks is fine. It just won't be as strong. You want to strain off the plant matter. You can toss that, you can put that into your garden, you can compost it, and then you want to save the vinegar. And this vinegar, you can use it in making salad dressings. You can take a teaspoon of it in the morning, the same way that you would take the apple cider vinegar for health reasons, also to reduce high blood pressure, all the things that you take ACV for. This is going to be magnified and intensified by the plantain, that's antimicrobial, the clover, which reduces pain and also kills nasty bugs that are in our body, and the dandelion leaf, which is good for our liver. Now, all of these also boost the minerals that you take in. And why we wanted to focus on that is because when we're in stressful situations, which is definitely for those of us who have been isolated, or maybe we're not isolated, or maybe we're stuck in a house with a whole lot of people, those things can be stressful situations. And when you are stressed out in any way for a prolonged amount of time, that reduces the minerals that are in your body. So this is just something really sweet, really easy to have in your house. You can make it with children, you can make it with elders. And again, you can take it straight up, or you can dilute it in water. So this is just one of the really simple ways that you can connect with nature and ground yourself, and also take care of yourself in a really beautiful and meaningful way. I'm so excited that I had this opportunity to share this medicine making with you, and I hope you get to explore your backyards and make medicine for yourself and the people who live in your house.